Hello, this is part three of A Culture of Preparing for War if you want peace. Okay, so like I was told, and like I'm saying, you have to be productive, and you can only be productive during peacetime. So don't apologize for being productive. And that's the thing, that's the actual goal is I'm trying to be productive here. That's why I need this peace. This is why I have to be preparing for war. So I can be productive in fulfilling my purpose for being on this planet. You cannot ever apologize to anyone for fulfilling your purpose for being here. Anyone who makes you apologize for it is whack. You need to remove them from your space, or at the very least, distance yourself from them if you cannot remove them from your space, or if you can't leave the space that you inhabit with that person. You need to get used to with people like that. Don't talk to them about your stuff. Don't talk to them about even how you feel about anything. What you talk to them about is the weather, the traffic. That's what you talk to them about. Okay? Don't get in depth with those people because they're not interested and they're always trying to find an avenue to belittle you and reduce you to being something that you're not. So that's how you maintain your boundaries with people like that. Okay. And then only the poor think they deserve to be at war all the time. Okay. Now, being at war all the time is the same thing as going out and choosing war. Going out and picking fights, going out and looking for drama, going out and doing things that violate your boundaries, or going out and allowing people to violate your boundaries, or inviting people into your space who bring you drama and who violate your boundaries and who convince you to violate your boundaries. That's you want to be poor. You want to be poor when it comes to your fulfilling your purpose on this planet. That's exactly how you're going to achieve it if you do that, you know. So my sister, she's a doctor. She was telling me that her lecturer at varsity asked, "What is the definition of poverty?" And everyone raised their hands and they gave their own like understandings. And she said, "Very well, but the real definition is this: poverty is the inability to take care of yourself. That's poverty." Okay. So if you are out allowing your boundaries to be violated and violating your boundaries because you don't know how to embrace and integrate your shadow, you don't know how to take care of yourself. You don't know how to maximize your potential to fulfill your purpose for coming to this planet. You have to take care of that. It's up to you. Okay, you're going to get help from your creator, but you have to take the steps. It's just like when the Israelites were crossing the Red Sea. They saw the Egyptians coming and they started crying out, and Moses was also like, "Lord, help." And then God was like, "Why are you crying out to me? Walk, take the step." And it's by taking that step that the sea parted and they were able to go through on dry land. Okay, so this is how it works. So I use biblical analogies because, like I always say, I grew up in a Christian home and this is the culture that I understand. But I know for a fact that in all the other religious traditions, there's exactly the same sort of stories. You know what I mean? You have to have faith. You have to have faith. You have to believe that you will be helped by the creator and the angels and the other spiritual beings that he assigns to assist human beings. Because there's a lot of beings assigned to assist us as humans. We just don't know about it. And you know what's incredible? I actually thought about this earlier, is that when I say that I'm asking for input from God, from the angels, and then I write it down, there are people who claim to be spiritual who will say I'm talking to demons. And my thing is like, how low must your self-esteem be to think that when you're getting positive insights that help you live your life better, that they must come from demonic sources? Like, don't you believe in God? Don't you believe in angels? Don't you believe that there are more forces who are working for your good than are working for your detriment? Even the Bible tells you. You know what I'm saying? So I think people really, yeah, this is one of those things as well that I was thinking about. It's like, you know, prepare for war if you want to have peace. If you want to have peace, at the end of the day, you need to be someone who's at peace with yourself inside, and you're not going to be at peace with yourself if you think that any inclination that you have to get deeper in your relationship with your creator is evil or inspired by evil. You're not going to have peace. You're living in fear. And you can't be at peace if you're in fear. When you're in fear, you're in fight or flight mode. Or you're in what they also say, they say freeze or fawn. Freeze is when you like just you become paralyzed, you can't do anything. And then fawn is when you now try and beg people to like you so that they won't attack you, they won't victimize you. All those things are causing you to abandon yourself, violate your boundaries, underestimate yourself in terms of your ability to reach within yourself, to reach towards your creator who's actually within you. Because if the kingdom of God is within you, then that king of that kingdom who is God, he's there, or she's there, or it is there. The creator is in you if the kingdom of the creator is within you. Okay, so reach within. Don't let yourself be caught afraid. What do you have to fear? If you have faith, there's nothing to fear. If you have nothing to hide, there's nothing to fear. If you're not doing things that are hurting other people and making other people's lives terrible, there's nothing for you to fear. If you're living in truth and love, there's nothing for you to fear. So don't be afraid. Okay, don't beg people to love you. If you're alone, this is why I also say you need to learn how to embrace solitude, because if you are so desperate to be in company that's going to cause you to violate your boundaries that protect your purpose for being here, come on, you know what I'm saying? You're letting yourself down, and you don't need to be doing that. The world needs you to be doing your best to live your purpose that you came to this planet to live. It really does. The whole of creation is waiting for the children of God to be revealed, to come forward. And you can only do that when you are in a peaceful state that allows you to be productive towards fulfilling your purpose for coming to this planet. Okay, so I think ultimately, like I said in the video, where I was saying, a culture of embracing the truth, you are a superhero, where I ended it by saying that, by introspecting and living in the truth and allowing the truth to take root within you, that is how you become a superhero. For real, when you can make peace with yourself, when you can make war with illusions that you hold dear, make war with ignorance that you have accepted into your life for the sake of being comfortable in this world, because you know how much people will victimize you when you are a truth teller who seeks to live in a state of love. It's tough, but you need to accept that it's tough. It's one of the illusions we have to get over as children of God who want to make peace in this world and to bring love and truth into this world. We need to make peace. We need to make war with the illusion that we are ever going to not find ourselves being attacked for being who we are. It's not to say you go out looking for that, but you just have to accept that you need to be prepared and have your boundaries intact, have your understanding of who you are intact, not being afraid because you know why you're here. Okay. And also make war with the propensity to avoid introspection, because it's uncomfortable to introspect. It's uncomfortable to accept that I messed up there, because you feel shame. And like I said, shame makes you feel, if it's not properly understood, because, yes, it is good to feel ashamed when you do something wrong. Okay. But not to feel ashamed because someone doesn't like you for being yourself. That's not the right kind of shame you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to feel shame when you're doing something wrong to another person and you're undermining another person's free will, undermining another person's dignity. Okay. We all make mistakes, sharp, but we try to be peacemakers, within ourselves and with others. And like I say, the greatest peace that you need to achieve is peace within yourself. And that is how you then are able to be at peace with the people around you and the world around you. As the maxim of Ubuntu says, that observational maxim, a person is a person because of and through other people, right? You as that person, how you perceive yourself, how you are at peace with yourself, is how you will be at peace with and perceive other people. You will see the other person as who they truly are. Obviously, they might be covered under layers of all sorts of conditioning that makes them betray themselves. That's not your problem. But you are able to approach that person with love and respect and truth. And also love and respect and truth for yourself. If they're negative, they're coming with negativity, okay, sharp. But you know that you did your best towards that person. So peace, love, truth, and thank you for listening.